and maybe who? Ina, will you be? What city are you going to speak about?
I'm going to speak about Singapore. Singapore, correct?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Okay.
Just while listening, other people, other girls, I understood that somehow I got focused on the positive sides of this country
That's
more than
perfect.
on negative sides.
Maybe
Really,
because they don't have big urbanization problems, really.
maybe also, and they found actually for many problems that which other cities have, they found some solutions. That's why maybe they are not so how to say taking attention or так. What should I start with? Actually, this Singapore has a quite had a quite good impression on me because
Mhm.
it's a quite smart, modern, like city, state, above island, all in one. And due to it was very smart designed or architecture when he designed the made the master plan of this city or state. They were
Mhm.
he was thinking like. The base was long-term planning for 100 years, they say. Usually every city is planned for 20 or 30 years, like mm, beforehand or looking to the future for 20, 30 years. Um, and because of that, they could avoid many problems that usual cities have, like, for example, traffic. Um, Also, just a second. Some ecological problems were also avoided because at the stage of creating this master plan, they even considered solar energy using, wind energy using,
Mhm.
water sources management, also about creating green space in the city. So everything from this first point. That's why during the 25 years, the Singapore could grow and changed into such a uh, innovative modern city, very how to say most innovative and quite leading in some points, I think. For example, even it is quite crowded and it's a very small area. In fact, it doesn't have too many opportunities to where to grow. Um, Crowded. Uh, they have a lot of green areas
Mhm.
because of good planning. Uh, they have low cost housing that is also good for people. They don't have homeless people. They don't have ghettos or some ethnic reservation areas, something like that. They have a very good developed metro lines, ro-
Mhm.
transport network. They don't have pollution, they say, but of course, they still have some ecological problems because they try to expand their territory by occupying the area from the sea. So they used slowly, they put the ground to the sea. By this way, growing their own area of the country. Of course, it has some, I guess, negative effect also.
I'm sorry.
Mhm,
I'm sorry. I would interrupt you for a second,
mhm.
ladies. Do you remember the term for taking the ground from the sea? We have studied this term. Do you remember this term?
They call it land reclamation, no? Different something, да?
Something different?
Reclamation rights.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hmm.
Sorry. Так, just a second. Also, the way how they arrange the city itself, it's like they created urban cells inside. It's like not one center in the city, overloaded. It's like five. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just there are like five self-sufficient regions or gypsy.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Just someone turned back home, so she's
She's also a part of the process.
yeah.
She, yeah, a girl.
Yes, she's a girl. Yes.
Okay.
uh, Так, sorry. So they created this 5 urban cells, they call them like that, like self-sufficient regions. Every region has its own necessary infrastructure, and they are just connected by some radial and circle roads, and all the business mostly happens on the on these crossing points. That's why there is no overload. They call it like traffic distribution or load allocation is very good planned. And they also were telling about the Moscow that Moscow is should be not one city but like 3 cities. In every cities should be same. No, each to have its university, like business center, stadium. By this way, Moscow would not have such problems like it has now. No, it's just like idea.
Okay.
Also, once in old times or 2000 something, I really forgot. I'm so sorry. In which year exactly? They have some traffic problem actually in the city with big inflow of the people, foreigners. But then they found solution. They made some restrictions of for the people who wants to have a personal car. You have to get the certificate for 10 years, and you have to pay something like $7,000. You have to pay insurance that is also not cheap, $2,000 per year. And for each entrance to the city, you also have to pay some amount, like not such big,
like a tax. Yeah, I heard about it.
Actually, I heard something like that also in China. Maybe they also have that you cannot buy the car so easily. But okay, I will not go. And for each, like a house, only one car is allowed. And also interesting thing that shows that the government is how to say care about the people.
Cares, yeah.
Cares about the people. They also started usage of e-symphony, some electronic cards for any kind of transport. It's buses, metro, taxi, even the supermarket. By this way, government was collecting all this huge data about movement inside the countries, where, in which directions, analyzing, and by this way, they were sometimes creating new bus roads or creating new how to say ways, new roads, new throughways to make to avoid any problem that may happen in the future. Also, they are thinking about using electrical cars. It seems like maybe in the coming years they are going to turn to that type of the cars, also to save the climate. So about the problems, they have some problem with migration policy. There is some
from China, from Taiwan, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because of some people coming from China, they have some prostitution rises, and the government tries to deal with it. What else? They have a deficit in, as I already mentioned, deficit. Sorry, it's Russian.
Deficit.
Deficit in area. That's why they cannot grow their own products, their own.
So ground, yeah, like ground deficit, exactly.
So mostly country uses imported things, imported food, imported vegetables. But it's kind of at the same time solution. Maybe not good for the country, but it's solution. Так.
I think you've mentioned the most important problems of Singapore and urbanization. But in fact, I guess that Singapore is the city and the country which is suffering from urbanization the least, because it's a very new place, yeah? And while they were really building this new place, they were already thinking about how not to have these problems, yeah? And maybe that's why they made such a long plan of building, architectural plan. And I guess that it's the reason why you have only positive things in your report, because really this is not an old city. For example, in Kazan, we also come across traffic jams, this problem of traffic jams and something like that, because it's an old city. We have old roads in the city center, for example, yeah, like in Nizhny Novgorod, in Samara, in all these kinds of cities, which are old enough, yeah, they all have problems with traffic jams in the city center, for example, with parking in the city center. When I was in Nizhny Novgorod several years ago, you know, it was as if I got to before Universiade Kazan. Before Universiade Kazan was a pretty dirty, in fact, city with a lot of urban problems, now. And I think Zarina and Azalia can prove that we have much less problems. But when I got to Nizhny, I thought, oh my God, as if I had a time machine and got to the past, in fact, got to the past. Thank you so much. Who will be the next? Olga, will you? What city are you speaking about?
I would like to speak about Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I also couldn't really find much, and what I found, I also cut it because I didn't know how much it's supposed to be.
Not so much.
So
really.
what I found is the troubles, as usually, are air pollution, traffic congestion, and housing shortages. So and also rats. They made a plan for improving, and the main idea is to make personal transport expensive and not comfortable, but public transport very comfortable and very cheap. And they're being built new metro stations, and supposed to be maybe not finished.
No. They have been building. You mean they have been building? Yeah.
Yeah, according to this plan. Let's say they're supposed to build new metro stations and make it easy to reach any place in the city and out of the city also. And they the new mayor of the city wants to make Paris as a leader of electric mobility, if I can say like this. She wants to reduce the parking place in the city very much and give the space for walking paths and trees much more. Also, she's supposed to make free children zones for they being able to reach the schools by walk daily. And by these rules should be much more cleaner and finish these traffic jams, make the city more green. Also, another trouble is this housing, and they want to build more social living places, which I don't really know what does it mean, this social, maybe by just government for rent. I didn't see any details really. Also, they want to rebuild old offices for the living places. Yeah, another trouble is since the suburb, is correct to say
suburbs.
Living places are cheap. They became as ghetto, ethnical ghetto, and they want to also to make new metro stations, and around these metro stations supposed to being built new living.
Ольга, опять та же самая ошибка у тебя идет всегда. Сначала кто, потом что делает. Сначала кто что, потом что делает. То есть что у тебя? Что будет построено?
Они хотят построить новую станцию метро.
So, new metro stations are supposed to be built. New metro stations are supposed to be built. Это у тебя ошибка все время встречается.
Я так и не поняла, я что сказала?
Ты начала с being built. Ты начала с being built. Ты начала с being built и что-то там дальше. То есть ты начала со сказуемого.
Around this new station, the new living complexes supposed to be built.
Are supposed to be built. Are supposed to be built.
Are supposed to be built.
Okay.
So people could live there and easily reach working places in Paris.
Okay.
And it's supposed to help with these ghettos.
It supposes to help. Yeah. Yes, I heard about this. Okay.
And about rats, some project exists to new style garbage containers.
Okay.
Because of this new construction, rats
wouldn't get inside. Yeah, wouldn't get
inside. Yeah, and it should help with this problem.
I guess that maybe you haven't mentioned one of the biggest problems of Paris, immigrants. Now I heard in the news that, in fact, there were a lot of immigrants in the center of Paris who were having a kind of camp there, living in a kind of camp. And police was trying to, do something with this, but they couldn't do anything because there are some also problems connected. I think that Paris is full of immigrants, and all people say this. And I also heard that another problem connected with Paris is that it's a extremely dirty city. Extremely dirty city, I guess, yeah. Так, у меня только, посмотри, Оль.
The social housing, I think it's the idea of improving this immigrants problem.
Yeah, yes, of course. Yes, of course. In Europe, they have this problem of immigrants everywhere, in fact, everywhere. Одно предложение, смотри. Ты говорила о правилах каких-то, да, новых, о том, что машины должны стать дорогими, там и так далее. И там у тебя прозвучало предложение о том, что правила помогут сделать воздух чище, допустим, да? И тоже как-то там немножко запуталась ты в построении предложения. Здесь проще очень можно сказать. So these rules would help to make the air cleaner and so on. Самое главное, сначала кто, потом что делает, да? Это самое главное, что мы должны запомнить в твоем случае, Ольга, окей?
В моем особенно. Спасибо.
Okay, thank you so much. Дарья, could you be the next, please?
Marina Vячеславовna, may I go out?
Yes, of course, I understand. Everything's okay. I will send a task to WhatsApp.
Thank you.
To WhatsApp group, to WhatsApp chat. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, I can start.
Welcome.
So, my city is Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo, so I can say that I witnessed some of the problems. So I want to start with waste disposal because Tokyo is a huge city and it's really overpopulated. Like 13 million people live there. And Tokyo produces a huge amount of waste, about 1 kilo per person daily. And there is not enough space to put all of that trash into a landfill. So as much trash as possible is incinerated, and produced ash goes to landfills. But it causes another problem. In the process of burning dioxin is created, and it is one of the deadliest poisons known, and it is also linked to cancer. So burning trash also makes air around Tokyo dirty and full of greenhouse gas.
But they burn. But they still burn it.
So they found a solution.
Okay, it's much more interesting.
Yes. So it was before, but after that, a few years ago, a super eco town project was created, and this project is being run by the Tokyo Metro government. And a few recycling and waste treatment facilities have been constructed according to the latest ecological standards. And in order to recycle as much trash as possible and not to burn it, citizens have to sort out produced waste carefully. And they have up to 20 different categories for waste. So, and all different types of waste are collected on different days. So, used paper, glass bottles, plastic bottles, and cans are collected once a week. Kitchen refuse, wood, and grass, waste paper are collected twice a week. Ceramics, plastics are collected once a week. And if you want to get rid of some furniture or electronic waste, you need a reservation and you have to pay for that, actually. And I have a picture, so I think I can show it in the chat.
Yeah.
I can drop it.
Share the screen. It would be nice.
I think I drop it because it's only not so many pictures.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So you can see how many trash bins are there, and you have to sort out carefully. And yeah, it's true, because I talk to Japanese people and they complain that you can't just throw out everything. You have to sort out the weight. Even like the trash is not taken every day as we are used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
we complain that sometimes there is too much trash near our houses or something like that. But I heard that they have very strict rules about dividing of the garbage.
Yeah. But they are very obedient people, so they follow the rules strictly. I imagine what would happen if it was created in Russia.
Yeah, paper, plastic.
A disaster.
Yes, we have one kind of box for plastic in our yards right now. And I can see that people sometimes just take their garbage pocket and just put it and everything. Yeah, we are not.
In Turkey, the same. We have special box for everything that can be recycled, but still, you can drop everything into
no fines. Yeah, just like Europe, for example, in France.
Just if you want, you follow. If you don't want, you don't.
In France, they have very strict fines and very big fines. For example, for putting your trash out in the wrong, in the pocket of the wrong color. They have kind of different colors for different kinds of garbage. And so, for example, like a green one, a blue one. And if you confused these colors, then you would have a fine, like, I don't know, 200 euros or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, how do they follow? Who is checking this?
Well, they check on the spot, I guess, because they are taken like from the houses. I don't know, but I heard something
maybe collecting.
And they see what is in your pocket. I think.
Yeah, but for Japanese, I think it's not a problem.
I understand. So the Turkish people don't do this kind of seriously, yeah?
No. I always say, I give my husband some bottles. I tell him, so put it into the big bin for plastic. Then he does. But if I don't say, he can drop everything to the common, like to the trash can for everything, for kitchen waste and
okay.
other.
Interesting.
Okay. So next problem is overpopulation. So space is very limited, and business areas are in the city center, and residential areas keep growing. So everybody's coming to the city center in the morning and is going out of the city center in the evening. And many people from nearby cities also work in Tokyo. So traffic is a big problem, and also lack of space. So buildings in Tokyo are high and not wide.
Yes.
And yeah, and in Turkey actually too, I think. We have not that much space.
Yeah.
So, and apartments in Tokyo are small in comparison with European countries. And for me, it was interesting that there are micro apartments, like from 6 to 8 square meters. Yeah, like Russian kitchen in Hrushevka. And they are extremely popular among students and young people. So they have a place to sleep above, and like one small room, like our Russian kitchen.
You've seen this kind of flats here yourself?
No, I saw it on the internet, but in some Japanese movies also I saw them. So, but I was lucky. My friends were rich, so they have they lived in detached houses.
I mean, this is my flat. Yes, 6 square meters. And Dasha say, okay, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah, and we complain about Hrushevkas.
I live in Hrushevka, you know, it's okay. I have enough
space. Hrushevka is huge.
Huge, yeah, in comparison, yeah. In comparison.
Yeah. So, and the parking prices are high. So, and underground and multi-level vertical parking is quite common. Even bicycles are parked vertically in Japan. Yeah, it's very interesting. And everything is automated. So you press some button and your car appears.
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah, I saw these videos. Interesting.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And it's another invention. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, another invention of Japan, of
engineers.
people, yeah, is our capsule hostels. So now they're everywhere in the world, even in Moscow. Yeah, but originally
they were only in Japan.
It is the creation of Japanese engineers.
Even heard that they went for like lunchtime there to have a kind of, or not lunchtime, but I heard that they go to such hotels when, for example, they don't want to go home in the evening, so they go to the hotel and in the morning they go back to work, because Japanese people are extremely hardworking people.
Yeah.
Extreme workaholics. I heard about this, and that's why sometimes they even didn't return home. They just went to these hotels to because the hotel, for example, was close to the office, but his home was far from the office.
Yeah, so, in order to save time. Yeah. Not to waste time.
Big cities here. In big cities, we all feel this lack of time, I guess. Yeah. That's why when people ask me something like, why do you use a car? I say, I value my time. Because even in Kazan, though Kazan is not a huge city, but still, even in Kazan, I understand that car is a kind of freedom, first of all. It's a freedom. But not in Moscow. They say that in Moscow, it is vice versa. In Moscow, car is like a limiting thing, but not a kind of freedom.
Yeah. And everything that is above the ground is a limiting thing. Like buses, trams. No, trams, I'm not sure about trams, but buses for sure. I remember when in Moscow I wanted to go somewhere and I got on trolleybus.
Electric.
Yeah, and I just spent 2 hours in the traffic jam, and after that, I used only underground.
I guess right now the problem of big traffic jams has been solved in Kazan. I mean, like we have traffic jams, but they are mainly and only in rush hours. So during the day, mostly we don't have traffic jams at all. But of course, at about from 8 to 9 and from kind of 5 to 7, yeah, in some districts we have traffic jams. Not everywhere. Not everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So-
Ina, do you live in a big city?
Sorry, me?
Yeah. Is your city big?
No, it's a first in Turkey, as I know, after Istanbul, Ankara. But I myself I do not live in a city center. I'm living, I don't know what's the correct English word for ilçe. It's something like next
Ladies,
to the city.
help her.
Suburb.
Where's the
Suburb.
Suburb.
Okay.
Because I don't understand ilçe.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I just couldn't still figured out what's the correct word for that.
Well,
Turkish.
you know, yes, I know. And you work in the suburb too, yeah?
Yes, because because I came for work, so they gave me first the flat or accommodation like 10 minutes, or if I can go by bicycle or walking, so I'm not far from my work. Yes, that was the first reason why I'm here, why I stayed here.
Okay.
But really I enjoy. Really, I don't like to stay in a big city, spend time in the transport. For me now, it's really something that killing me. Really, after
But
living
you
in
go to the city
Istanbul,
center sometimes, I guess. Yes, you go
yes,
to the
yes,
city.
of course, because still you miss this life. I mean, when you feel the life going around, because in our
there
area
is
it's
a
quite
very
calm.
there is a very nice word for this, vibes. You know this, yeah? This word,
Yes.
yeah? Vibes. Вот эти вибрации, как бы, да?
Вибрации, да? Мгм.
Да. Vibes of the big city. Very modern of the big city. Yes, I adore vibes of the big city. For me, it's just about, it's my life. It's my life. So, Dash, it was pretty interesting that you mentioned this kind of garbage problem in Tokyo, I guess.
And I have about electricity too.
Electricity, okay. And what about electricity in Tokyo?
I have a very nice picture. So, Japan depends heavily on imported fossil fuels. So they use gas and oil to meet their energy demand, especially after the Fukushima nuclear disaster. So, and now so Japan has started to invest into renewable energy plants. So the lack of space is a big problem. So I'll show you a picture how they do it. It's very interesting.
I think
Yeah.
I think I can really open it and show for everybody.
Yeah, and even there is a solar city in Japan. It's called Ota, and Ota's local government has invested in solar panels for 3/4 of the town's houses, and these were distributed for free. And yeah, these panels, and they supply power for the whole city. Yeah, so I think it's great when government can do something useful.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and the last picture is the solar city.
Yeah, girls, just look at this
So each
one.
house has this solar panel.
Just look at this one. It's
Yeah, they wind
electricity coming from water.
wind power stations.
Okay.
No, it's wind.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Yeah, looks like a science fiction.
They don't have enough land, so they use sea.
Okay. And you sent one more photo.
Solar city.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed that government did it for free.
Yeah, like we can be proud of Japanese government, but of course they still have some other problems, I think. Yeah, Solar city. So this is the city which was built by the government for people. Yeah, and all the houses use these solar panels.
I think solar panels were for free. Yeah, houses were not for free. Yeah, but solar panels were distributed for free. So almost each house has a solar panel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not far from Tokyo, 80 kilometers, but I think this experience should be taken into consideration by Tokyo and other cities as well.
Do they have a lot of solar panels on the roofs in Turkey?
Yeah, we have special systems for heating water. It's based on solar power.
Yeah, because in Europe there are a lot of houses with these solar panels, but as far as I understand, they are still pretty expensive. Mm-hmm.
And in Turkey, we have traffic lights that are operated by solar power.
In Kazan too.
Yeah.